to the Metroplus show. I have been busy all week focusing my camera and recording the spirit of our hip and happening metro. So today, we have an eclectic mix of stories, synchronized harmonies, old world beauties, romantic relationships and daily wear fashion. Here's a team that is getting ready for a marathon session at the Olympics in London. It's a powerful team of 80 people belonging to an organization that's 120 years old.
Guess who will be part of the London Olympics? A hard-working, energetic, diverse team from Chennai. Their preparations have already begun and every training session of theirs will only take them a step closer to this ultimate challenge. It's all about hitting the right notes, you see. Notes, did I say? How do notes fit into the Olympics? Take a look. This team is unlike most other. I'm talking, of course, of the Madras Musical Association Choir. They work together and deliver complex compositions, breathlessly belt out tough melodies and create magic with their perfectly synced harmonies. The MMA Choir perform their musical masterpieces under the adept guidance of their conductor, Augustine Paul.
Another group is trying to organize a big concert event just before the Olympics in London. And the main thing that is going to be presented is a male voice choir of 1,000 voices, I think. So they are liaising with us to get a big male voice contingent from us. And they are suggesting that you bring the other voices also so that you can do cameo events in the evenings. So if everything falls in place and the dates are all okay with us, and if we get a good choir which can represent MMA very well, we will take it up certainly.
The thought of performing at the Royal Albert Hall for a pre-Olympic cultural event certainly sounds exciting and could be nerve-wracking. But this choir is more than used to performing at an international level.
It all started in 1998 when I suddenly received an email from the International Church Music Festival asking if the Madras Musical Association would be interested in performing at the Coventry Cathedral in England for a massed choir concert. They invited us in 2000 also to come and sing for the International Church Music Festival. This time BBC Radio picked us up and we were on BBC Radio and the Olympic movement. So they called us and we performed at Sydney Opera House for what World Voices Australia, who are in charge of the cultural activities of the Sydney 2000 Olympics.
In 2009, at the 25th anniversary of the International Church Music Festival, the MMA Choir too was invited to perform. Some of them joined a 450-member choir under David Wilcox and performed at St. Paul's outside the walls, one of the greatest basilicas at Rome. It was here that the choir had one of the greatest honors, an honor that no other choir in Asia has had.
We also did a small one-minute performance for the Pope. We sang a part from the regular concert which was prepared.
Today, the MMA Choir is 80 voices strong, the largest it has ever been. They have travelled the world and have had the privilege of performing under renowned conductors at world-famous venues. The choir is essentially an inheritance from the British, who started singing as a group in 1893. The choir's very first conductor was an Italian, Signore Losio. The very first Indian conductor was Mr. Handel Manuel. Post-independence, there was a slow transition to an all-Indian choir, but even today, the choir has travelling non-Indians joining them for some seasons. This sort of flexibility is perhaps a great thing as new voices come and go. The choir today is a lovely mix of the young and the old. Some, like Mr. Rajan, have been around for many decades.
I somehow had some personal touch with MMA. In fact, I didn't want to leave the choir and go. MMA has got a history behind it and got a future also ahead of it.
The choir also has many youngsters. A lot of them are even students.
One, I love it that it's on Monday because it helps me beat Monday blues. Two, there are a lot of youngsters. The kind of music, Augustine Uncle brings in a lot of variety into the kind of music that he chooses. So there's no monotony.
Young or old, each have various reasons for being part of the MMA family. A family that sings together, sticks together.
I joined the MMA around maybe late 70s, around 77, 78 maybe.
And how I joined was, he found it difficult to drop me back after office. So I decided to, and he had dropped out of the choir for a short while. So I decided that he shouldn't drop out, and I went along with him, thinking I'll sit in the sidelines and listen to them while they were practicing. But then I also got interested, and the fellowship was so great.
Yeah, that's the main thing in this. It's just the fellowship, you know.
Fellowship and the music and everything, but mainly the fellowship.
International invites, great voices and a brand new season to look forward to. Augustine Paul has everything going for him right now. But as conductor of one of the best choirs on the continent, he faces a string of challenges.
One is the pre-concert preparation. One is on the concert day. And the third is how you take the review and the criticism.
Be it important concerts or tiring rehearsals, Augustine Paul seems to have handled them with flair. Perhaps this is because he has been part of the choir since 1984 and has had different roles to play.
It is a good experience to be growing as a singer, librarian, associate director and then choir director now. It gave me a good number of years to study the functioning of the choir, and it makes you feel small when you look at the archives and go through 100 years of the happenings. You feel very small and you are only a part in the big journey.
The repertoire can make or break a choir. Pieces are selected according to the choir's strength. Augustine Paul has to make sure he picks music that's interesting for the choir and pleasing to the audience. He even tries to pick pieces that are new to him as a conductor. Despite this, the repertoire is never all new.
See, the repertoire of the choir doesn't change in a very progressive manner. So the repertoire doesn't change completely, but it keeps revolving, I will say. Some of the pieces that they've done in 1924, we took it and did it again in 2009.
The MMA choir is a collection of people from different religions, professions, sections and ages. Their music too is not necessarily all classical.
As of now, we do a lot of other kind of music. We do jazz, we do country and western, we do pop, and you know, we do Beatles, we did Michael Jackson. So, you know, we have fun doing these kind of sounds as well. And when we go abroad, we always make it a point to sing in Tamil.
All through the rehearsal, the choir worked on an assortment of music. As I sat there and enjoyed myself, I suddenly longed to hear one of my favorite songs. This is a song that the choir has performed on several occasions in recent times and brings back to me memories of cartoons and movie marathons. One will never quite tire of Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King.
You know, the MMA choir has been around for over a century, 120 years to be precise. Generations of members have been a part of this melodic group, and sure enough, there are more generations to come. You and I are part of history tonight. History sure has a beautiful, powerful ring to it. I certainly can feel the love tonight.
More joyous than the choir was our very own Sarah, who was humming along and drowning in every note. Coming up, a doting daddy and his pampered baby.